Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. First thing I want to do today is shout out our sponsors. First, we have Defend Hawaii, and they're gonna be dropping some new spring clothing. Go check them out. They have a store at Windward Mall called No One. If not, go to defendhawaii.com. Use promo code ATBPod upon your checkout. You'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Go check them out. Next, we have IREP Detail Supply. And if you need anything to detail your car, truck, van, whatever vehicle you have, they have a store in Temple Valley Shopping Center, IREP Detail Supply. If you go on their website, irepdetailsupply.com, promo code ATBPod upon checkout, you'll receive 15% off your entire purchase order. Go check them out. Next, we have Hawaii Candy Factory, and I just used these guys to help my daughter with their fundraiser for her volleyball trip to Florida. But you see their stuff everywhere. It's noms, it's a bunch of lihimui gummies, gushers. I love the peach rings. That's my favorite, but go check them out. HawaiiCandyFactory.com, promo code ATBPod upon checkout. You'll receive 10% off your entire purchase order. Last but not least, we have our medical mushroom company that's locally based. It's Medicinal Mushrooms Hawaii, and they came out with 3 different mushroom extract. They have lion's mane, turkey tail, and chaga. And if you don't know what these extracts do, the lion's mane is known to increase energy, memory, focus, and improve moods. This one I take right before I record my podcast. The next we have is chaga mushrooms. The chaga boosts your immune system, fights inflammation, and balances your gut health. Last but not least, we have turkey tail, and this one is known to fight cancer, tumors, viruses, and boost your endurance. I take all 3 every single morning. If you go to their website, medmushroomhigh.com, use promo code ATBPod upon checkout, all capitals, you'll receive 45% off your first tincture. Go check them out. Aloha. Okay, welcome to another edition of the Above the Bridge podcast. I'm your host, Thaddeus. Today we are doing something special. I'm here with the Damien varsity coach and the intermediate coach, Anthony Tuitele, Coach Bones, and Ron Dalmacio. Got
Correct.
him right, huh?
Yeah, got him right.
Got him. Okay.
Yep.
What is the restaurant we're at? What is
So we're at my family's restaurant. It's Shay's Filipino Cafe.
right on? Shout out. We're gonna have some food after
Yeah.
this, then, huh?
Some adobo.
First I wanna congratulate both you guys on your season. As an alumni and somebody who got to play for Damien, you guys made us proud, and yeah, it was fun to watch your guys' season, especially the varsity. You kept the culture the same, man. The Damien mentality from when I was going, it was the same. Not the biggest, not the best, not the strongest, but fight to the end, fight to the last whistle, and never give up. And that definitely transcended throughout your season, and from what I noticed.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It was a successful season, and that's the one thing I wanted to do. Once I took over this program, was to make the alumni proud. That's my ultimate goal, and continue the traditions that of the past that I went through, and what all Damien alumni went through. And, still having that purple line, so every Damien person knows who played on that field, they know about the purple line, and just continue holding those traditions and holding it to a high standard. And actually, we know what Damien football is all about, and that's what I wanted to do once I took over. So we did it from not only from my end, but as far as Coach Ron D's end, as they've wanted to as this year. And it was good to see both teams win. And the amazing thing was we as a varsity program was there in attendance to watch our little brothers, their little brothers, I should say, win the championship. So that was the coolest moment, as we as a coaching staff was sitting behind our players and seeing them stand up and cheer for their little brothers. I think so that was the greatest thing, you know what I mean?
Get prepping them for play vars too, huh?
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things, right? The intermediate is when they come in. We make our kids, we coach them up to become great, right? We coach them up. I mean, not just football, but just in life, right? That's what we kind of do. So that way they start believing in the Damien way, So, yeah, it was fun, though. I like that challenge. That's where I like to be at, when they're raw, right? Yeah.
So what, is the field still 80 yards?
Yes, it's still 80 yards. Hey, but it's all grass now.
Get grass on the field.
So
You know
Not
much
grass, not grass.
You know how much times I had to pick rocks off that for detention?
now, hey, what is detention nowadays? No more detention.
Oh, bro, I wish we had that when I was there.
No pink slip too.
No pink slip.
No pink slip.
Oh. After I graduated, they gave me back all my detentions, all the pink slips that I had. Bro, I was in one big envelope. I was Coach Aina's assistant because I was in his office choke. Okay, well, I know after the season, some situations happened, and that's kind of why we're here. And I wanted to give you guys opportunity to voice your guys, what you guys think about what happened and how it played out. And I know it's unfortunate, but I know that this story needs to be told. And the best way to have it told is by the people that are involved, and the horse's mouth is the best mouth, you know what I mean?
Yes, most definitely. And thank you for having us to share our story, tell our story, and basically, hear from us. And we got nothing to hide. A lot of people is afraid, but we're not afraid. We just want the right thing to do. And that's what we teach our kids, you know what I mean? Is do the right things no matter what. No matter the consequences, you're always going to do the right thing. And unfortunately, we're in this situation trying to fight. So basically, after the season, our AD, Sean Suyoka, he wrote me an email stating that there will be $3,000 that he's going to give each program for winning their respective league championship, and especially for what we did this year. And me and Coach Ron didn't expect that. It was kind of very odd, but we was grateful and we appreciate it. And so me and him sat down and talked because at the end of my season, I always have ending of the season meetings as far as with players, coaches, and at the end of the season, it was my turn to meet with Coach Ron, and me and him agreed to use that extra $3,000 each, and go take our coaches and their families out. That was the vision to, especially for a long season. I mean, we haven't been to the state tournament for nearly 10 years, and so it was a long season, and our families, they made a lot of sacrifices. So I figured with this extra money, that they're giving us, which is a bonus, why not take the coaches and their families out and go have a wonderful time, a great time, and just to celebrate the wonderful season. So
the bonus was supposed to be just given to you, whatever you guys do with them.
Yes, there was no restriction on it, basically. On the email it just states that I'm giving you this extra $3,000 each for the intermediate and the vars, and it's pretty much there's no restriction telling us how we can use the money or anything. So in conversations that I had with Sean prior, after that email, I asked him, can I get this in a separate check though? Can I get this instead of going to the payroll? Right? So can I get this in a separate check? Can you go talk to the business office lady to see how this works out? And if they can't, figure it out or say if cannot, basically, right? And I'm okay with that. But can you go ask? And so I didn't get a response from him, so I texted him just to remind him, because on that day I had to give him an invoice of our trophies. So I texted him stating that, hey, Sean, so with this $6,000, can I get this in a separate check? And the reason why I'm begging for this separate check, because I know our payroll or payday is coming up. So I know they're going to cut checks pretty soon, right? So this is, the day I texted him was on the 5th, and we get paid on the 7th. So I know they write checks on at least 2 days prior, right? So I'm just assuming that's what, what they're going to cut the check. So I figured I text him, ask him, and I was being transparent, and I said the reason why I'm asking for this is because in 2 weeks we're having a party for my coaches and their families, and if I can get this check, please. So his reply was, "Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that's great. How about if the easiest way to do it is get an invoice, or I can I can refund you, And he even said, I will talk to the business office lady, Miley Gray, who is the business office lady, and and I replied back. I said, okay, sounds good. I just want to do this for my coaches and their families, so we can have a great time. And, it's like a Christmas bonus, a Christmas party that we're going to have for just our coaches before we go on the holidays. And so basically, 2 days after, Coach Ron and I, we were supposed to have it at Moani's. We planned it at Moani's. We was thinking of 604, but 604 at Pearl Harbor is pretty hot. I mean, we got big coaches. There's no AC. You know what I mean? So basically, we said Moani's, Kapolei, because Moani's down Waikiki is more tourist attraction, huh? So we figured come to the west side, go down Moani's, and Coach Ron said, "Oh yeah, that's fine." He knew a friend at Moani's, and his friend at Moani's got a hold of one of the Siobhan.
So Siobhan was the one that plans the parties, right? Yeah. So I emailed her saying, okay, Siobhan, can I get an area with because we had like 20 coaches, so it'll be about 40 people, right? Just an area where we want to just hang out, like Coach wanted to do was, give out Christmas gifts and just give back to the coaches, right? Because you guys know coaching is grueling. And I'm going to be honest with you, the first 2 weeks of this season, I told Coach, I don't know if I'm going to make it. Because I'm 50 plus. And I'm old already, and I felt it. So I told Coach, I don't know if I'm going to make the season. When we made the season, I talked to Siobhan. She said she had an area, gave us the amount, gave us the food. So that when we looked at the food, it was a set menu, right? Okay. And if you look at our coaches, like I was saying earlier, they're like extra large. You know what I mean? Like they can eat.
Oh, so it wasn't going to be enough then.
Wasn't going to be enough. I almost guarantee with Coach E-Dub, not enough, right? So I was on vacation at that time, and I remember Coach Bones calling me up, hey, can I get the invoice? So, yeah, okay. We can get the invoice. I told Coach Bones, we'll have it at Shays. More family environment, right? We can have the kids there, right? Their kids, the family's kids here. I can shut the restaurant down. I was talking like, okay, because that was a lot of money, right? Yeah. We could have done it. I mean, we was going to do them with gifts too, right? So we were going to have, previously I catered the party for the end of the season for the football team last year. So I was thinking the same thing, right? The ribeye steaks, you know how much ribeye steaks now. It's like $12.99 a pound, right? That's easy, at least for all of us, at least maybe 10 slabs, right? Crab legs, the whole garlic shrimp, but like we had at our other parties, right? Yeah. So that was the plan to have it here. So because we didn't talk in detail what the party was going to be about or what kind of foods, we're just going to do them like how we did the end of season party, 2022, right? 2022, right?
Yes.
So that was the plan. And then, so when we gave the invoice, that's when it's like, oh, what is this, right? Like, so Sean offered the money to us, right? He requested one invoice, and we have it all on emails, all texts, right? Hey, give me an invoice. So we did. And then all of a sudden, we're getting requested by Sean, the AD, oh, La Nui wants a meeting with you guys. And it wasn't a meeting together. It was a meeting separate.
So pretty much leading back, coming back with the invoice is when I got the invoice, right? that day I got the invoice. I gave it to Sean and the AD, and I said, Sean, so this invoice that you asked for is it okay? Because it's literally an estimated invoice for our party, you know. And so basically he looked at it and he okayed with it. So he said, okay, I'm gonna walk this over to the business office and yeah, turn it in. He walks back and he tells me, oh, Miley turned it down. And I ask him, oh, did you ask why she turned it down? Is there any explanations on why she turned it down? No, all she said was she's going to talk to Lao Nui. And so I said, oh, can you go talk to Lao Nui then and jump ahead of it, you know what I mean, to explain the whole situation, you know, and why this whole invoice thing. And he said, oh, yeah, I'll talk to Lao Nui. He never did talk to Lao Nui. So on December 11th, the week of we were supposed to have the party, I went up, you know, to talk to Lao Nui and myself and ask, you know, try to get in front of it to clear, making sure that we're doing the right thing. Yeah. So I went to his office. I went in and me and him sat down and I pretty much told him the story. Like, hey, Sean gave me this $6,000 for me and my coach. And he requested for an invoice because I wanted to throw a party for my coaches and the family. And Miley turned the invoice down. So I want to make sure what's the problem and why it's getting turned down. And I just want to make sure, you know, we're doing the right thing to go about this whole $6,000.
Being super transparent.
Yeah, super transparent. And basically, you know, he said, he questioned me. After that, he just questioned me. So why are you getting this money? Where is this money coming from? Why are you getting this money? And did you get this money before? And I basically said, like, well, I know why I'm getting this money is because from what Sean told us is because of our season that we had this year. And as far as why I'm getting this money, yeah, because of what happened. And did I get this last year? No, I didn't, because obviously we didn't win last year. You know, so, and then as far as the other questions, I said, you need to go ask Sean. Yeah. He has those questions, those answers for those questions, and I don't. I'm just coming to you to get clarity and be transparent on making sure this is the right way to go about it. So he said, oh, well, thank you. Thank you for coming. And he was like making jokes like, so, well, are we like USC trying to give bonuses out here or something and stuff? I was like, I don't know. I mean, go ask ask Sean. You know, I wasn't expecting that, but he said, well, I appreciate you coming to me and jumping in front of it, but I will talk to Sean. So he had a meeting with Sean 30 minutes after, and then I had my free period, and basically our principal, Kyle, texted me saying, hey, are you free? Can you come to Arnold's office, please? And Arnold is the president, and Kyle is the principal at that time. And so I went up. You know, this is about an hour after I just got done talking with him. I went up. As I'm walking to my way up to the to his office, I seen Sean, and I'm like, "Hey, Sean, is everything okay?" And he was like, "Somewhat." You know, he gave me this, and I'm like,
being a little bit weird.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? You know, so I was like, so in my mind, while going to his office, I already feel like, wait, something's not right. All right, so I walked in. Kyle, the principal is there. Lano is there, and I sit down, and he basically said, "Hey, so that invoice that you was talking about and this money, yeah, basically this is a fraud invoice. This is a fake invoice, and basically it's embezzlement. What you guys are trying to do." And I'm like, "How though? I just came earlier to talk to you about this whole situation. So how is that? How am I trying to steal or embezzle this money and make this fake invoice when I was just following my superior?"
Well, say you weren't gonna take the coaches out and you're just like, oh, give me the true grand. Then what would happen? They would just give you a check for $3,000 each, or
That's why we don't know.
So in his email, right, he says, all our coaches, you have blank what we get paid, right? And to split, he added it to our bonus, right? So I added $3,000 to each for each team winning the ILH in each. Please see the W-9 attached. So W-9, right? You get paid. You got to pay taxes, right? Have all the new coaches and to the staff to complete it for payment. This is his email from us.
Wow. So there's a trail showing that he was going to give you the bonus, and he wanted you to fill out on W-9 and pay taxes on that bonus.
Yes.
Right.
And like for me, since I'm an employee, right, my pay automatically goes into my payroll, which with the extra money, I didn't want to. That's why I asked, you know what I mean? That's why I asked him, can I get this in a separate check? Yeah. And if I never tell him that we're going to have a party, what would his answer be? You know what I mean? And that's the thing that the unknown right now.
Right.
But since I was being so transparent, it's kind of like hurting me. But at the same time I'm going to tell the truth. Why am I asking for this money separately? Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, we practice what we preach. You know, always be honest, always tell the truth, no matter what. And now we're sitting here as getting accused to
Unemployed.
Yeah.
Okay, so after that whole interaction and meeting that you guys had with the president or the principal, and they accuse you of fraud, what happened after that?
Basically, the unknown. We didn't know what was transpiring. We don't know anything that was happening. Nor did the AD or La Nui pretty much talk to us.
So when you left that meeting, you guys are still coaches. You guys, nothing would change it.
Nothing would change it. And after me, that was sitting hard on me, yeah, because embezzlement is a freaking.
That's a strong word.
That's a strong word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so I had a hard time sleeping, and I was just like, the person that I went to talk to was our principal, Kyle Atabe, at that time. And I went to him 2 days after that meeting just to calm myself down because, I was boiling like, man, this guy really think I'm going to steal money from, from my own school and from these families. Like, I'm not, that's not me. Yeah. And people know who I am. They know I'm not about that life, pretty much. So I went to Kyle, sat down with him, and told him how I felt. I said, "Hey, Kyle, this whole thing is not sitting right with me, and I would never do this. This is not my character, and that I'm telling you that I actually went and wanted to make sure to get clarity on is this the right way to go about it." And and it's just frustrating for him to say that to me. And Kyle responded with, "No, I feel you," because basically he kind of told me in a way is like, I don't even know why we question you because you don't have the authority or the power to make all this happen. We should just be questioning Sean because where is this money coming from anyways? And that's the unknown, I think. So that's above my pay grade. You know what I mean? Of where this 6,000 is coming from and what account, what budget. I don't know. So I said, yeah, that's true. And I told Kyle, I said, so off the record, Kyle, if we working about, chain of command, is you should be doing this investigation because me and Sean, we fall under you. Yeah. So why is Arnold overstepping you? Right? He should trust you to run this investigation and you should be reporting to him. And he's like, no, yeah, you're right. No, you're right. So
the funny thing about that is that when we got the bonus, right, the so-called bonus, right, I asked La Nui, so if we didn't get the invoice, right, we would have got the $6,000 as a bonus, right? We could have done anything with it.
Yeah, you could have kept them, do whatever.
Right, but right away, he was going to make one party, right?
To thank your family.
The coaches, right? So Sean was saying, and I quote, he said, if you guys get fired, I'm going to resign. That's his exact words to me.
And that's the principal.
That's the athletic director.
Oh, athletic director.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need to worry about the principal because the principal is gone.
The principal abruptly resigned and left.
The principal of the school left right after this.
Right before Christmas? Was it Christmas?
No, at the end of the year.
Yeah.
He just decided that he's done.
Yeah. He resigned and he said, I'm out. Deuces.
How long Kyle been there?
I say about like 4 or 5 years.
So I knew Kyle for a while, and he's very soft-spoken, very good man. But to abruptly,
No 2 weeks notice,
Nothing, 2
not
weeks.
one
I'm
email,
leaving.
nothing.
So the last week of school, before everybody went on break, that's when the whole school found out, even parents. Because they wrote an email, coming from La Nui, stating that we're so sadly disappointed that, that our beloved brother Kyle Atabe is leaving the school. He's resigning. And all of us, even kids, parents, us as faculty, were just like, whoa, this came out of left field. And so basically, his official last day was December 29th. That was his official last day.
That's when he terminated his
Yup.
principalness.
Yes, yeah. Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And currently you're a teacher at Damien.
Yes, I'm still working there.
Okay. So after the 29th, you guys come back to school after Christmas or whatever.
So the after that 11th, that was the first time I had that conversation where he accused me, right? Yeah. The next time I met with this La Nui is on January 5th, 2024. Okay. So you see that window gap, yeah? Yeah. And imagine that whole time during the holidays, that thing was on me the whole time.
You're just in limbo, kind of.
Limbo, not knowing what to expect, and it was frustrating for me and coach because during the time of holidays, you used to be able to enjoy yourself, enjoy it with your family, right? And it was hard for me, you know what I mean? It was hard to enjoy myself because of this sitting on me, and I pretty much didn't say much to anybody, share it to anybody because I didn't want nobody feel the way I felt, right? And the only person who felt the way I felt and was there for me was my other half. She was the one who understood what I was going through, and I can't thank her enough. You know what I mean? So to go through that the whole time, and then that Friday, January 5th, and we go back to school the following Monday. He calls me that on the 4th and asks, hey, can you come in, on the, tomorrow, which is the 5th, and have a meeting, And I said, sure, I don't mind having a meeting with you. And I asked him, what's this meeting about, though? He said, about that whole invoice situation. I just want to make sure I want to, close it and tie a knot on it and pretty much get over with. And then, and just talk about, going in a different direction with football. And I was like, well, the last time we had a meeting, it wasn't what I expected. So in this meeting, do I have to bring my attorney with me? And Lanoi basically said, oh, no, there's no need for that. I'm not going to fire you. We're just going to talk about the situation and talk about, going in a different direction with football. So in my head, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not going to get fired. Yeah. Right? Because I don't need to bring my attorney in. So I walk.
Wait, try back it up real fast. I had a question. In your coaching contract, does it say anything about a bonus? Like, does it say, we can give you guys a bonus if you win the ILH or anything like that?
Oh, how's this? There's no contract.
Oh, you guys don't have a coaching contract with Damien?
Nope.
No coaching contract.
Cool. That's nuts. Okay, so there's no contract for you to be the coach at Damien?
Nope, it's all verbal.
Just like the bonus was verbal from the AD?
Yeah, but the verbal is on top of email. You know what I mean?
Get on trail. Okay.
Yeah, get on trail.
Okay, go ahead.
And so basically, he had his meeting before mine.
So our meetings were separate.
Yes.
Oh,
Again,
it wasn't together.
The last day was separate.
Never
So
together.
My meeting was at 9. So when I was in my meeting, basically, he said we're gonna go in a different direction, right? With the football team, and he said thank you. So I shake his hand, thank you. So I leave, right? And then Bones is at 10 o'clock. So I call Bones, hey, you coming to your meeting? He go, oh yeah, I'm here. Well, what happened? Oh, I just got released. So I go to Coach Bones' house, pick him up, and bring him back to the school so we can talk, right? Like, when you get one bonus, that's almost the last thing you're thinking about getting fired, right? Or embezzling, right? Yeah. How do you get a bonus and get fired, right? Yeah. You know, and mind you, for me, I love the school so much. I told Lanui, you only know me for 2 years, but I've been here from 2009. I've been bringing excavators, scissors lifts to fix the school. No charge, you know. I just drop it off so the maintenance guys can use it, right? Like when they hang the big ass fans, I bring the scissors lift to fix it. When they hung the scoreboards, I bring the scissors lift to fix that, right? So I'm not even into the money. It's just all about the school, the betterment of the school, to make the school better, right? You know, of course, like our field, right? You know, we want a better field. Not grass and all that. That's crazy when you're getting tackled on top of one sprinkler head sticking out. You know, so when I got released, I was shocked. You know, I've been there so long.
And how did he do it? Like you just said, your Terminator went in a different direction, and he didn't bring up the bonus at all.
So he said, well, the conversation between Bones, Sean, and Lanui, my story was different. That's what the exact word said, was different. So I go, well, Lanui, then we should all sit together. Why is the meeting separate? Why is Coach Bones separate from me? You know what I mean? No answer. He said, well, we're going to move in a different direction for the football team. And then that was it.
Wait, how much times he met with you, though?
Once. One time. So I went twice, but he met with me once. So my first meeting was with Kyle, the principal at that time, and Sean. And, you know, we explained our story to Kyle, and even Kyle was like, he was still shocked. I guess in the back of his head, he knew we was going to get fired. La knew he had it where we was going to get fired, or maybe this was the out to get us fired, right? You know, so he said he was going to report to Lanui. You know, was it maybe 3 days later, called for the second meeting, and that's when I met Lanui on January 5th. So, you know, that's what ended up happening, and yeah, I guess he was keep pressing that he was going to get he was going to fire us. So I personally think that maybe it was too much for Kyle, right? Being the principal, right? And then you have the president.
Yeah.
Because the president takes care of the business side of Damien. The principal takes care of the school side, right? So maybe, I don't know, you know. You like Coke, I like Pepsi. I get different opinion. Yeah. Why did Kyle leave? In the middle of the school year. This man loves Damien. You know, I don't know.
So the principal's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, that's nuts. So then when you had your meeting, what?
And this is the crazy part, right? Is why was there's this long gap? Yeah, you never did follow up with me. And in your statement, we can talk about the statement later. But how come, like Coach brought up a good point? How come we would never sit down together and discuss the situation, right? And why he was separating each of us. And coming into my second meeting, he walks in with a folder with papers, and in my head already I was thinking, oh, he's about to fire me. Why do you have papers in your hand?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And basically, this is how he started off the conversation. Basically, he was telling me that my relationship with these student athletes was too close.
Too close as
the kids and me and our relationship is too close. Like, it can get messy, and it's not a good look for me or for the school in the future.
That's confusing, huh?
Like, as a coach, that's what you gotta have, that relationship with your players, so that they can trust you, right? So that they can always come and can confide in you, and me as a role model can be there and support them. Yeah. And so I took it kind of like, what are you talking about, right? And so when he kept on going on about that, and then that's when he said, okay, the icing on a cake on why we going to a different direction is because of this invoice. And so I said, what about this invoice? Meanwhile, Sean is next to me. And I said, what about this invoice, Lanoi, that is fake, and that you and Coach Ron made this fake invoice using his restaurant as the way to steal money from the school to take this $6,000. I said, hold on. I have all the evidence stating, and he's right here. Sean is right here. I said, okay, Sean, did you not give us this extra money of $6,000? Yes. Sean, did you not tell us to get an invoice because of me telling you I'm going to have a party for my coaches and their families? That's why you asked for the invoice. Yes. Sean, did you not see the invoice? Yes, I did. Sean, did you not take the invoice and walked it over to Miley and showed it to her? Yes, I did. So, Arnold, where did I go wrong? I went through all the steps that I was supposed to go. I'm just following what my superior told me to do, right? And so, so you basically firing me because you're saying that we made this fake invoice, and I'm going to embezzle or steal this money from the school. Is that why you firing me? Well, I'm kind of removing you. No, you're firing me. You're terminating me, right? You're firing me. Yes. I said, okay, thank you. That's all I need to know, because I got to get my attorney, because you're telling me I was going to commit, you're accusing me of committing a federal crime. Yeah. So I got to go talk to my attorney about this. So I said, with that being said, can you give me the reasons on why you letting me go, or about all these speculations? Can I have this in writing, and can I have the documents? Oh, my man had them already. He had them. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all right here. So in my head, I was like, damn, you already made your decision. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where was your investigation? So he had it in his hand, and then he follows up, oh, can you sign this paper? And I go, I'm not signing nothing, Arnold. I'm not signing anything. Can I just get my documents? And I'm going to leave because this meeting is done. My meeting only lasts for 10 minutes.
Well, what did he want you to sign?
A non-disclosure agreement. For what?
Yeah. And he asked me to sign a non-disclosure. So when he asked me, can you sign a non-disclosure agreement? I said, no, I'm not going to sign. If I'm going to sign, I'll bring my lawyer, and then we'll sign.
Right. So what did that paper state? You guys cannot talk about what's going on?
Pretty much.
Basically.
Right. That we got to close them out.
So what are we doing now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, the thing that I think we got to think about is when we coach, we don't coach for the money. Yeah. Right? We coach for Damien. We coach the kids. Right? We trying to make them men. That's our goal, ultimate goal. Right? To be productive citizens out there, right? And of course, represent Damien proud, right? So I like to touch back on the money part with the Shays, right? Yeah, I am the owner, but the food that we serve is Filipino food. We do not serve ribeye steaks, no crab legs. We serve shrimp, but to us to have the party, I will not buy the food and then I don't get paid, right? I'm not gonna buy 10 slabs of ribeye steaks and not get paid. So I told coach, you gotta come and at least give me on payment, because I'm not gonna buy the food and then we're gonna cancel. I'm gonna run specials, right? Ribeye steak specials at Shays. Yeah. If you're gonna eat ribeye, where would you go?
Probably Root Chris.
Root Chris, right? If you're gonna eat garlic shrimp, where would you go? Giovanni's. You would not think about going to Shay's Filipino Cafe for garlic shrimp or ribeye steak. This is the last place.
Or some crab legs.
You're going to eat fried rice adobo omelet, you're going to come over here. Right? Lechon, you're going to come. So that's what I explained to La Nui, that the food is different. It's not like I serve it every day. I make a good ribeye steak, maybe, to some people. You make beef stew different from me. But I believe it's pretty good. Garlic shrimp is pretty good, but it's not our everyday food. right? So that's why we needed the money to buy the food, right?
So at this point, no money took place. They never give you nothing.
No money.
And so it's all predicated on this bonus that the AD told you guys was gonna get, and then you went to do the right channels to get the money for the party for your family, and
Right.
and that's where everything went all weird.
Yes.
But not 1 cent was taken from the school at any point.
Nope.
Nope.
Not at all.
So I told Lanui in my meeting, Lanui, you know what? We don't need the money. Me and Coach Bones, we don't need the money. We don't coach for money. We don't need it, right? In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if Sean never say we're gonna give it a $6,000, would we have gotten fired, right? Would you have gone in a different direction with the football team after winning intermediate championship and varsity championship?
Well, if you guys wouldn't have got the bonus.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We would have got our regular pay. You know,
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
like 18 cents, an hour, right?
Yeah, so like that's my thing. If they say they're gonna they're using this as an scapegoat, if we never get this bonus or this whole thing, would you still fire us? Right? But if this is your reasoning why, that's not a good reason. And that's the part that's, to me, ultimately who's hurting from this is the kids.
From what I've seen in the media, and I'm not too close to the situation, the support, I mean, even look around this room, the support that you guys have has been crazy. They're picketing, they showing their aloha, love, want answers. How does that make you guys feel, like, to have all this support, love, and they pretty much have your back?
When I first took over this program, 3 years ago, I took over the week right before our first game, and pretty much didn't establish how I wanted, to build the program. After the first year, I finally made the decision to hire a coach. So this is Coach's second year as being the head coach, and me and him collab, and basically we said, in order for us to win, when things are doing right and when things are happy, right, and when everybody's happy, what do you think is the best time when you're happy? Is with who? Your family, right? That's the best time when you're with your family. Everybody's happy, right? And so he had the same goal as me, and that's why I hired him. And so basically seeing this is on pretty much, what do you call that? A reality of what we was trying to build. This is the vision that's happening and coming to light. Even though that we had to go through this, or that we're going through this, to see what we built and continue to, hopefully to continue to build, it speaks volumes. And it's a family. It's a family thing, and everybody loves, each other. And everybody has each other's back. No matter good or bad, we're there for each other. And if we was doing something wrong, would you think they would support us and doing, sacrificing all their time on the streets, picketing, sending emails to brothers and the board of directors? No, right?
No, and parents are quick to protect their children. So if anything's sketchy or fishy, I'm a parent. I'm the same way. Parents also believe in what's right, and they support what's right. And to see my school in the news and seeing parents support one of our own made me feel pretty proud. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Yes. We are, and I am proud. My mom sent, 2 boys, as a single parent, or I should say as a widow, sending 2 boys to Damien. Being able to graduate, from Damien and coming back around 2014, 2015, straight out of college, and, being this my 9th year at this school, all I want to do is just give back to my alma mater, and because they gave me and my brother and my family an opportunity to be successful in life, and me and Coach Ron, we know this is not about football. We can care less, and me and him is more of, my model for for the kids is, and the parents and the families, is winning off the field is more important than winning on the field. If we can't win at home, in the community, in the classrooms, in the hallways, I don't expect you to come on the field and do the right things, because what's the point? If you can't do your stuff at home, what your parents ask you to do, your parents is gonna come like, no, coach, he can't come because he not doing what he's supposed to do. If he ain't doing what he's supposed to do in the classroom, getting good grades, obviously he can't play if he ain't getting good grades, right? So it always starts, I say, it starts at home, starts with the family, and then, starts with everyday life. Football is a privilege.
Definitely. So how has it been at the school, being that you're a teacher and you got to walk in there and knowing all this stuff is going on, you see the parents picketing, and how has it been being able to teach your class and run it professionally, with all this going on in the background?
I mean, in the beginning it was uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of teachers, when I first came, they was always like, "Why you still here?" You know what I mean? And when I first stayed, all the students came back. They was all shocked, like, "Oh, coach is still here." So everybody's confused, and it was just a weird vibe that I was getting, and I was kind of, I felt uncomfortable, and basically, I went back to what I preached to the kids, and the values that I have and the morals that I live by is, you're gonna face adversity. Don't fold under adversity. Fight the adversity, knowing that I know what happened. I know I didn't do anything wrong, so why do I have to feel uncomfortable, right? And it just shows, it's a testament to show not only to these kids, but to my daughter, that he's facing this adversity and he's continuing to do what he needs to do, which to provide for, my family, but also to do the right thing. Why wouldn't I not go to show up to work? Because why? I'm facing this? No, that's my job. I still got to do my job. I still got to do what I need to do. And it just tells the boys, you know what I mean, and the rest of the student body that, hey, coach is going through this. He still got to do what he needs to do. Life goes on no matter what. And this is only a challenge, and I accept the challenge, and all I'm doing is doing the right thing and fighting for what's right with the family.
Sounds like you're being a monarch.
Yes, yay. What is that word? Literade. Yes, sir.
I don't know. When I was going there, it said act manfully, but get girls there now. So, what's the deal?
To me, they changed it because of the girls, right?
Okay.
But my thing is, you still can have it. Act manfully. Act manfully for us is, yeah, I understand of gender, right? But it still means do the right thing.
Yeah.
No matter what, right? Stands up for what's right, and be a man about it. Just be a man about things. And what's wrong with that? But act courageously, I guess. That's the new term they use.
Sounds cool. So since that happened, I know they've been like board meetings and stuff, and I seen the parents were trying to support. Has anything else happened to get more clarity of what's going to happen next? Because you guys are trying to get back on the field, I would imagine.
Oh yes, we're trying to get reinstated.
Yeah. We're trying to get reinstated. I mean, like I said, it's about the kids, right? That's what we go there to coach for. But it's been tough. I think, Hawaii is only on small community, right? So we know when the meetings is at, and, we're trying to show the brothers, hey, we have support. We want our coaches reinstated. But it's a cat and mouse game right now, right? All we want our voices to be heard. All the parents want is their voices to be heard, right?
Yeah. And so basically, this past Saturday, we all thought, the community all thought that we would have a chance to speak in front of the board, right? So Saturday, there was a board meeting. They was talking about the strategic plan for the future, and we was picketing, and a couple of our moms, 4 of our moms, went down and was trying to see if the board can listen, and if there can, if they can go in and let their voices be heard. And so La Nui came out, told the 4 moms, "Oh, come back around like 1 o'clock, 1:30. Okay, whoever wants to speak to the board, this is your guys' time to come to speak to the board." So what we did was we all made phone calls. Hey, this guy is letting us talk in front of the board. So if you got something to say, please come at this time, right? So we all walked down. People, alumni showed up, family, friends. So the people at the Damien community all came and showed up. And it was nice to see that a lot of people showed up. Maybe I say less than 3 hours, you know what I mean, or about 3 hours that we got the notice, and how quick people showed up, because how much they care, and being able to, okay, this is our time to voice our opinions or what we gotta say. So we all go, we show up, we say our prayer, and right outside the cafeteria we waited, and once that time came, the board members started leaving one by one. And so where I'm standing, all of the parents was asking like, "Hey, where you guys are going?" And the board members was all, "Oh, we're all going home." And they was asking, why are you going home? I mean, we was told that we was able to come and speak to you guys. They did not know anything about that. They said, "Oh, we don't know anything about that. Nobody told us about, having a meeting with the parents or the community." And so it was kind of embarrassing for not only for the board members, but for us parents.
So they didn't let you guys talk then?
No, not at all.
They didn't even know.
They didn't even know.
So I'm kind of confused, because if you get concerning parents outside the school holding signs, yet you have a board meeting and there's no acknowledgement. It's been on the news, no acknowledgement, nothing. That just puzzles me, you know what I mean, on what's happening. Like, are they being informed of what's going on? Or are they just turning a cold shoulder? Right? That's all we want. We just want our voices to be heard. The truth.
Yep.
Tell the truth, right? The bonuses. Call it a bonus. You know what I mean?
So yeah, basically, once the parents confronted Arnold, and he basically told the parents, "No, I didn't tell you guys to come back at 1:30. So you basically lied to 4 moms.
Yeah, because they wouldn't just call the whole tribe down and
For no reason. Yeah. Why would they make calls, and why would have a big community over there ready to speak to the board?
So moving forward, what's the next thing that's going to happen? Like, are they going to be cool with letting you guys talk, or is the board going to be in the future open to having you guys meet with them or talk?
We're hoping,
but as of right now, like, we gave these guys like 3-4 weeks of trying to do the right thing, you know what I mean? And yet they still give us everybody the same answer. "Oh, this is a personal matter." What's so personal? That's the thing that's confusing everybody. Yeah. Is, well, if there's more to it, then can you let us know? And that's the problem. It feels like they're hiding something from the parents, and the parents just wants to know, right? And parents are what? The stakeholders of the school. If these parents are the stakeholders and the kids are the stakeholders of the school, without them, there's no school. Yeah. Basically.
So they gotta trust the school.
Exactly, right? And talking about trust the school, right, is just a FYI. This is his second year, Lanui's second year as being the president of the school. This is his second issue with parents and students protesting against him. So how's that looking?
Not looking too good, huh?
Not looking too good. Not looking too good. So, like, and that's my one thing. That's the one thing that frustrates me, that this is my 9th year here at Damien. I dealt with 5 presidents. I dealt with 4 principals, and I dealt with 4 ADs. So now seeing that transition every single time, change of leadership, and the leadership never does communicate, right? Especially when he first came in, that we didn't know what was his vision. We don't know his mission. There was no communication or guidance to tell us, okay, guys, this is how I want things to be done since I'm here, right? And so that's why I took initiative to always meet with him, because sitting in my seat as a head coach, right, there is a business side to it. And for me, I want to make sure that on the business side, I'm doing what's right, so that who's in charge of the leadership, this is the way he wants it, then I want to make sure that I'm doing it the way he wants to conduct his business or of this school, right? And so basically there was no guidance in my, on how to do things and how to go about things. But I went out my way to ask, but he kept on pushing me and ignoring me. And I really didn't get no answers, And so like the thing that always being brought up when I have conversations with him, this is what you guys used to do in the past. This is what, things have done. And I'm looking at him as like, well, I wasn't in the seat in the past. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you became president, I became the head coach, right? And so you can't judge what happened in the past. Leave the past in the past, and let's work on moving forward. Correct. Right? So that's the thing that's kind of frustrates me, is like the leadership every single time there's a change, there's no communication or there's no transparency of how they want things to be run. And everybody's different. Every leadership, does things differently. Everybody has their own experiences, but you need to relay the message to the people below you so that we follow what you want.
So it's like you've been trying to learn a new system every other year, kind of.
Exactly. It's just like on the football field. If there's a new OC, hey, offensive coordinator, all right, guys, this is the way he wants it. This is the way we got to do about it. And it starts from the coaches, or the position coaches. And then we got to make sure we're sharing what he wants, the way he wants to do it, and translate it to the kids. It's the same thing as the business side. So I see everything in perspective like football. That's how it makes things, for me, it makes it easier.
Probably that wasn't communicated to the president when Sean said he's giving out bonuses.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That seems like the breakdown in the chain of command, like him offering a bonus and not.
Right.
That's where everything kind of went crazy. In this story, is there anything that we're missing?
No. As far as just this story, no. As far as I feel like, as more that I talk about it, think about this situation, I feel that I was set up. Like, why isn't my AD standing up for us? Yeah. Why isn't he coming out? Why he didn't resign? Because he told us, me and him directly, I'm going to resign because this is not right.
He's still there.
And he's still there. Why is he not punished?
So have you had a conversation with him?
Oh, cuz negative. Not one time. Not even say hi or how you doing, coach. I don't even see the bug on campus.
And after all this, your employment as a teacher has not been affected.
Nope, not at all. So if you say this is coach's company, right? And I was trying to steal or embezzle this money, coach, what would you do?
You get fired, right?
You terminate me from all my duties, right?
All duties, right?
Well, if it's my company and you try to embezzle money, you wouldn't be allowed on property. Like, right. And I'd probably send the boys after you guys.
But as a business person, right, you would, if one employee did something wrong, you wouldn't say, okay, you cannot wash dishes, but you can cook.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That doesn't make sense.
But that's opinion. That's substantial to opinion. You know what I mean?
You're right, but it
But,
still don't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. So I would like to take this time to give you guys an opportunity to talk to the people supporting you, the families of the students, your students, and address them with whatever you guys want to tell them, because they probably miss you guys. You know what I mean?
I mean, we're in constant communication with our families, and they know how we feel, especially the boys. But for me is that I appreciate each and single one of them, and for them to continue to fight and stand by us. We can't thank them enough, and for us, we just want the right thing to be done, and we just want to get back with the young men. We just want to, and we're behind schedule of training, and I just want to connect with our young men and start rolling with the ball, and continue what we built, and everything is for the school. And for me, ultimately, I just want the school to win. If the school's winning, everybody else gonna win, man, right? And that's how I feel about things. But ultimately, man, I can't thank my parents, the families, because I say without a successful program, it all starts with the parents. If the parents don't trust or believe in what my vision is, then there isn't going to be a successful program. The program, literally, I feel, is run by parents. Because if they trust in you on what you're doing and where you're doing with their kids, their sons, then your program will be successful. And I can't thank them enough because they believe in us. They believe in what we trying to do with their sons, And they believe in what we trying to do, and it's the right thing. That's all it is. It's just trying to do the right thing. And that's ultimately what we want, is the right thing to be done.
So me, I'm gonna focus on the kids, right? I think because the kids that I get, they're new, right? And every day I talk to them after practice, right? In a game, you're gonna face adversity. You're gonna face highs and lows in life, right? And I just tell my kids that, Coach Ron, love you guys. For me, it's hard because the kids that I get, it's the first time they play football. You mean I get kids that came to me, never played football at all. When they come to me, I gotta teach them. I gotta teach them the love. Like, I love you. I send them home with homework. Go home, hug your mom, hug your dad today. Because, tomorrow, tomorrow's never promised. That's how I think for me, because I've been there. All my 3 kids went Damien, all of them. And I still stuck around because that was the purpose for me. I always tell myself every season, what's the purpose, Ron, of you coaching at Damien? Right? And that's my purpose, to see these kids succeed in life. Not just football, but in life. And I'm going to give you a quick story about one kid named Julius that came to us at Damien at 7th grade. At 6'4", he came in. Right? Came to us at 6'4". Now, I told the mom, hey, Sipa, your son, he's going to be a football player. And no, coach, he's a basketball player. He's a basketball player, coach. I go, I promise you, you give me one day with your son, I promise you he will play football. So what I did, I remember 6'4", he had this big hair, walking on the field, walking across, came to me and go, oh, I'm looking for Coach Ron. I go, I'm Coach Ron. I stopped practice because I knew this kid was huge. Long story short, he never played basketball anymore after that. He started on the Washington team this year and played in the championship game. And I called the mom and I told him, you owe me one jersey because you told me he would never play football. But that's a story that's what prides me, right? With the business that I have, the Ron D, the Shays, money is nothing, right? It's all about memories, shaping the kids to be productive, right? When I get meetings, you see all my kids when they come into a meeting, I line up all the slippers. You line them all up. If not, we're doing 50 up downs. You know? But that's the purpose. You know what I mean? It was never about the money. Nobody coached for money, especially at the high school level. That's the part that's going to hurt me because I got a kid, Kendall, came to me, never did play football at all. Like played video games till like 3 o'clock in the morning. Now he loves football. And I think that's a part that really gonna hurt me. So I like to tell all my kids that's out there, whether I'm there or not, I'm gonna love you. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna still come and support you. But it's devastating for me. Because I've been there so long. You know what I mean? I've been there when Damien wasn't winning. When we had 7 boy bands, I was playing Punahou, St. Louis, and their stands was packed at the stadium. You know what I mean? So for me, it's devastating. But I'm going to tell the kids, hey, remember what I tell you every day after practice, you're going to get highs and lows in life, right? You got to take it. You got to keep moving forward. So that's all I get to say to my kids is that I'm going to love you guys.
You guys, anything else you guys want to say, or?
I guess the last thing I'd like to say is to the parents, right? Coming out, supporting, you know what I mean? We're trying our best to return, but we're going to put them in God's hands, right?
Yeah.
God's going to put them in God's hands.
That's the best way, man. And, for this guy, as you can see, the passion that he have, and I felt like this is the reason why, I picked him for this job. And I know this guy been through a lot. He's seen it all, and for him to believe in me and also of taking this program and him by my side, my right-hand man, it's a blessing, you know what I mean? Even though, yes, I'm the head guy, I learn a lot from him as far how we should run things, we should do things, and that's what leadership is all about. It's communicating, working together. I mean, there's times you're not going to agree with each other, but we got to come to an understanding and come to a common ground. And man, I love this guy. You know what I mean? A lot of people doubt it. You know what I mean? They doubted this whole thing. Especially like Coach Ron. You know what I mean? Everybody questioned Coach Ron, and I said, doesn't matter. I believe in what this guy believes in. And me and him, I say we're a match in heaven because of what we do for the kids. And ultimately, that's what we do, man. It's for the kids, man. For me to go see the boys every day, I think so. That's the main thing, that I'm able to still continue to see the boys. And like you said, we're going to leave it in God's hands. And I'm still going to be positive and keep our shoulders, our head on right. And continue to press forward because justice will be done.
Usually is, huh? Yeah. Well, I think the legacy of a man isn't how many trophies you win. When it's all said and done, when the cleats are hung up, jerseys put away, it's about how you can influence somebody else to be a best version of themselves. So I think as of now, your guys' legacy is intact. And you guys both make me proud to be a Monarch. I want to thank everybody for coming. I usually don't do this in front of people, and this is a trip. And I see the support that these guys have, and that's straight aloha. And that's what this island needs to be more about, and it's cool to see in person. So thank you guys for coming. I want to thank couple podcast friends that I have. Sorry, bro. Kawika of the Murphy Street Podcast, who helped kind of coordinate this, and also Gaven, who runs the Kampai Sugai podcast. Sorry. Last minute he was able to come and help put the cameras together for me. So I appreciate you guys. And as podcasters, we have a small knit community, and it's cool to see us supporting each other. And to me, that's cool. That's also what Aloha is about. I hope to see you guys on the field, man. And this season, you guys made a lot of people proud.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the parents, man. I can't thank the parents. I always say, man, I have the best parents. We have the best parents, in front of this program. I think so for overall, I tell Coach Ron, yes, I was back-to-back Coach of the Year, but that represents my parents. You know what I mean? They're the ones who kind of put me on that pedestal. They're the ones who, that's their award. I feel like it's their award. It's not my award. If there was ever a reward that is given to me, I'll give it to my team mom. Because they ultimately deserve that. And
That's kind of what you was going to do with the bonus.
yeah, that's right. But
Yeah, that's crazy. But it's hard.
it's hard, man. But
It's tough.
it's all in God's hands, and we see what happens.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for coming on my show. I hope the next time you guys come on my show, it's about how you guys going to beat St. Louis or something like that.
Or maybe we'll make a movie about this.
Oh, yeah. This story is wild, bro.
Call it Heart of a Champion. That's
Yeah.
what we call it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys, man.
Thank you,
and
man. Appreciate you. Thank you for
see
having
what
us.
happens, bro. And hopefully this makes some noise for you guys in a positive way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right
Thank
on,
you.
bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank you, everybody.
Right on. We're out.
We're out.